Thinking of renting out your leasehold flat? You might want to check your lease first, because subletting without permission could land you in hot water. Hello and welcome to Blackstone Solicitors' YouTube channel, and today we're tackling a common and often misunderstood issue in leasehold law: subletting without permission. What is subletting in a leasehold context? Subletting means renting out your leasehold property to someone else, whether it's a long-term tenant or a short-term Airbnb guest. But here's the catch: most leases include clauses that restrict or regulate subletting. Under UK leasehold law, your lease is a binding contract. If it says you need the freeholder's consent to sublet, then you must get that consent first, even if you're only renting for a few months. This is known as a qualified covenant. Permission is required, but it can't be unreasonably withheld. Subletting without consent is a breach of lease. That could lead to legal action from the freeholder, forfeiture proceedings. Yes, they could try to take your flat back, fines or administration charges, and problems selling or remortgaging your property. Even if your freeholder doesn't act immediately, the breach could come back to bite you later, especially during a sale. If your lease doesn't mention subletting at all, you may be free to do so. But this is, honestly, quite rare. Most modern leases include some form of restriction, and if your lease absolutely prohibits subletting, you'll need to apply to the first-tier tribunal to try and vary the lease, but only if a majority of leaseholders agree. Thinking of listing your flat on Airbnb? Be careful. Many leases prohibit short-term lets entirely or require specific consent. Local councils may also have rules about short-term rentals. Short-term lets can breach both your lease and planning regulations. To sublet legally, follow these steps. First, check your lease. What does it say about subletting? Second, contact your freeholder or managing agent and request consent in writing. Third, pay any required fees. These must be reasonable and clearly explained. And fourth, get written confirmation. Never rely on verbal agreements. Remember, consent must not be unreasonably withheld, but it can be subject to conditions. At Blackstone Solicitors, we help leaseholders understand their rights, negotiate with freeholders, and resolve disputes. Whether you're planning to sublet or already have, we can guide you through the legal maze. Thinking of subletting your leasehold property? Contact us today for expert legal advice and peace of mind. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more legal insights from Blackstone Solicitors.